It's a pre-show here. Rants of Izzo on Spreey Media. Special 8 o'clock episode here. It's past my bedtime because I'm old, and if you were listening in the Zoom, which you guys weren't, you would have heard Engelbert Humperdinck, and I was maybe jamming a little bit to it. A few seconds here. We're live on the Rants of Izzo here on Spreey Media. Guys, if you're watching on one of those inferior networks, just don't fucking do it. Watch on Spreey. Spreey.com. You want a social media where you're actually going to be able to say stuff and not be censored and all that good stuff? Spreey.com. Check out the Burn Pit podcast, Report and Opine, The Dumb Show, Shannon Joy Show, all that good stuff. So, Rants of Izzo, Spreey.com. Here we go.
Sit down, shut up, and pay attention.
Damn!
This is the Rants of Izzo Show with your host, Dominick Izzo, from porn to politics. We touch every third rail we can find. You might want to put your headphones on so your mom can't hear this. It's been called the most entertaining 60 minutes on the internet, and it starts now. Let's do this.
All right, this is the Rants of Izzo here on Spreey Media. Spreey.com, all that good stuff. It is Thursday night. It's not the normal night if you're watching us and you pop us on your feed. Normally, yes, we're live Monday through Friday at noon Central, 1 Eastern, where we talk about everything from politics to porn. But on Thursdays, we talk about small businesses, and I'm just going to get right into it. This is the second week we're doing this, and what we're looking to do with Spreey is highlight, pay it forward, feature small businesses, small American businesses. I don't care, and it blows me away on a daily basis. You hear people who go up on their social media page, and they're always complaining about big box corporations, corporate America, all this stuff. And I think we're all talk. I really do. From cross-promotion to what social media has done to grandize our own viewpoints, we're all fucking talk when it comes down to supporting small American businesses. So the one thing that I wanted to do with the Rants of Izzo show is, put our money where our mouth is. We want to feature small businesses, people who have a passion for doing anything from, I don't care if it's a competing network marketing company, I don't care if it's a brick and mortar coffee shop, I don't care if you knit, winter parka jackets for cats that you bring outside. I don't care. What we want to do is we want to bring to the forefront and feature small businesses when other people can't. So we invite everybody. Throughout the week, I invite a bunch of people, and you could see, for some strange reason, and when we see it with the call-in parts of shows too, people are afraid to talk about their stuff. We'll invite 20, 30 people to come on, and as tonight, we got 3. So we're going to feature this. And again, there's no format for the show. Last week was great. We had 5 people on. We talked about all of them. So if you're looking to see what we talked about last week, you can go look at Dr. Mike we had on. We had on Kung Fu Kendra. We had on a girl who was, or a woman who's doing a movie production she's looking to get funding for. So we had a ton of people on, or 5 people on last week who had a ton of passion for their businesses, and we're just going to continue that this week. Gang, I know you guys can't see me in the Zoom, but everybody could see you on who's ever watching. We're just going to go, we're going to go clockwise. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have a conversation about what your business is. We're going to drive as many people as we can to it. I want to find out why you're passionate about your business. And I want to do at the end as well, too, is I want to do some problem solving, because I think for the most part what we see is small businesses struggle. We know that 90% of them fail. And I want to go over what is keeping you guys involved with yours and your passion, and how we can all mutually support one another. Is it Landy? I didn't pronounce that there. I don't think I ever addressed you. Do me a favor, unmute yourself. And we're going to have a conversation, find out who your business, it'll be ladies first, we're sexist here, who you are, what you do, and how your small business is going.
Hey, yes, and you pronounced it correctly. Most people don't get that right, so thank you.
Well, you're more than welcome. So give me the 360 view. Who are you? What do you do? What's your business? Let's have a conversation.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I think you're just such a badass. I've been following you for a while, and I'm honored for you to ask me to come on here. So thank you for that, Dominique.
I'm sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
How did I get your name right, but you fucked up mine?
How do you say it?
Dominic. Yeah.
I did.
Dominique is like a French girl, carrying 2 baguettes under each one of her hairy armpits. Continue. You're fine.
Dominick.
There you go.
Okay. I had to fix it. Okay, so my name's Landy Martin. I've been an entrepreneur for probably 20, 25 years. I got my start in traditional business. I owned a retail store for about 10 years. Got involved with online marketing about probably 6 years ago. And the reason I'm passionate about what I do, I'm in the health and wellness space, is that we have about 130 million U.S. citizens that are on at least one pharmaceutical. So almost 50% of households are taking pharmaceuticals. And I believe strongly that natural medicine should be the primary care, prevention, root cause, all of that. And it's not, and it makes me sad because everybody's getting sicker and more tired, and they're tired of being sick and tired. So that's where I come in. You can connect with me at landymartin.com, or I have a website called gethealthyandyoung.com. It's all spelled out. And yeah, I think I'm gonna pull
it up again. So what can people, when the people wind up connecting with you and they go to your website, what can they look at? It's gethealthy.com, right?
Gethealthyandyoung.com.
I'm going to pull that up right now. Young.com.
And there's this education. I'm passionate about educating people on natural remedies that come from our creator, that we have available to us. And, I've helped hundreds of women balance their hormones, lose belly fat, get off pharmaceuticals. Can I say that on here? I hope so.
You say whatever you want. No, we're free speech. And that's one of the reasons we're with Spreely is and I'll plug Spreely for a second. The owner started this company about 10 years ago, and they got tired of censorship on other platforms. Spreely has all of our shows are free speech. We say whatever we want. We have a social media platform at Spreely.com. It looks like Facebook, and it operates like it. And you just go on there, and you're not going to get stuff removed.
Yay.
All right. Why do I keep misspelling your website, for the love of my sausage finger? Get healthy. And? Yep.
I'll put it in the chat. And I'm also at landymartin.com as well.
That would have been easier on that one. All right. I think we're pulling it up right here. It is Mercury retrograde. Get healthy. I'm going to pull this up right here. I'm going to do this so that you could see it as well too. This is your website, right? Yeah, that's
it.
That's it. Great. I'm going to move this over here for everybody to wind up seeing. This is the website. Let's walk through it a little bit. So you look great, feel great. Gives a bio. Oh, spirulina, spinach. Oh my God. Broccoli. So this is about alkaline foods, correct?
It is. And it's, my website crashed. I completely lost it I think it's been about 2 weeks. And so it's actually sort of in reconstruction mode. So I had to totally have it put back up. But yeah, it looks like it's all there.
Pull up your shop. It's Mercury retrograde. So we've been having, if anybody doesn't know about Mercury retrograde, no joke, you get all of the electronic stuff really shits the bed. So this is the website, gethealthyandyoung.com. Take a look. If it's got to reboot for some stuff, it's got to reboot for some stuff. But that's where it is right there. And people can wind up connecting with you, shopping off of your website. Well, there you go. We'll revisit this. I want to continue a conversation at the end to find out what struggles everyone's had and how we could help each other with business. But that's what we're doing. We're having just conversations, plugging our businesses, and just sending it out to the universe. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Richard, feel free to unmute and come on up. And I'm glad you were on today.
Awesome. So, hey, Landy, I love the point that you hit there. Healthcare today isn't healthcare. It's freaking sick care. Okay. And taking care of our health. Now that's real healthcare. So I'm going to be hitting up your website and checking that out because it may help the wellness in my household as well. Okay, and that's something we've been focusing on. My name's Rick McGee. I'm a former police officer from Oklahoma for 10 years. I finally got tired of serving everybody else's family, leaving my family wanting. So I started a business within the insurance space. I focus on Medicare Advantage and life and health. Okay. I work with a captive company. And I'm generally not open to the general public through Globe Life American Income Division. And I've been a policyholder with this company. When I decided to start shopping around for a company that I wanted to work for, I went with the company that I was a policyholder. Mainly because they're the ones that came to my house as a sheriff's deputy back in 2016 and taught me a lot about life insurance, and I've never been more grateful. Now, my particular passion in the space is I looked at the opportunity not so much as a job, but as a business. Okay. I'm developing an organization. We are trying our best to train young people and anyone else. And my passion in the workspace is teaching people to wean themselves off of this fictitious idea of a salary or an hourly wage being security and focusing on that being more a limitation. Guys, I'm going to tell you, salary, hourly wages, it might as well be slavery today. Because somebody out there is capitalizing on the gross production, but they're relying on the workforce to be waiting on Friday mornings with their hand out for the same bunch of crumbs and morsels that they're supposed to rely on. I'm trying to teach young people to rely on themselves and their own efficiency and their own ability to produce business in any space so that their quality of life and their income is reflected by how good they are at their job.
Talk about insurance for a second, because I think that's one thing that a lot of Americans, like, I don't have life insurance. I don't, how important is that for the aging anybody? Man, really?
Oh my gosh. So, hey, I was always in that mindset as a young man. I was like, I don't need life insurance. Hell, I'm in my 20s. And then I was in my 30s. And then finally at 32, somebody actually took the time to sit down. And what I like about our company, if we find out that you were a used car salesman that was extremely successful, you're out. Okay. There are some companies out there that do not hold their agents accountable for bad business that's written. If you convince someone to enroll in a policy that they do not understand to the best of their ability, and they do not understand the value, and they decide to cancel that because you put a hard sell on them, guess who has to pay that back? Our company holds agents accountable for bad business that's written. Okay. So our goal with American Income's division of Globe is to educate. And when the product is appropriately presented and taught on, and then we actually set them down, we assess their needs. We do not do blanket policies. So here's the thing, okay? We base everything on 6% of the net bring home income to make sure that the other 94% is taken care of if you're not here to produce it for your family. And I'm going to be honest, I came from the school of thought that life insurance is a scam. Life insurance is that bill that you take on that you're never going to enjoy, that you have no control over. Okay. What we don't focus on is that life insurance companies are heavily regulated. Okay. Any exception, any kind of exclusion to a policy has to be detailed and it has to be discussed. Okay. American Income has a higher rate of payout than any other agency or company on the continent, and we currently have more Americans covered on the continent, including the United States and Canada, than any other life insurance company, family by family. Okay, so because we educate people on the product, we have a higher retention rate because we're not selling policies, we're teaching the policy, and then they let us know if they want to buy. Okay, it's the only way that I can think that, say, a 24-year-old young man who's getting started in life can sit down with an honest assessment of his needs versus what he has met through other providers, be it a group term policy through work. Okay. I have nothing negative to say about any insurance company out there. If an insurance company's around today, they're likely doing business pretty well. Okay. Because now we are in a climate of an informed client. Okay. Thanks to the internet. Which has done a great deal for both client and business owners.
Almost like the car industry, how people they went educated to go before they went to the lot. They looked up online and said, okay, this is what I want to go. Yeah. Say, okay, I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. So in our aspect, it's more like we sit down the family, say this young man, he's a lineman. He works because we exclusively take care of unions. If you have a sheriff's association in your state, you likely got to fill out a card with that where you got a phone call from an American Income agent at one point or another. Okay, we take care of your FOPs. We take care of your sheriff's associations. We take care of your firefighters associations, your first responders, your nurses, your doctors, your attorneys, your bail bondsmen. You name a union, we likely represent them because we're a 100% union label company. Now, say I've got a union worker who's with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, one of their local unions. Now, this young man is 24 years old. He has a very dangerous job, and he is set up at a young age. He's making $100,000 a year, bringing home about $8,000 to $10,000 a month, and they are living up to their means. They're living the good life, as anyone would. Okay? So there's a few needs that they have right off the bat, and that's the need for final expense protection. Okay, he's got a $100,000 group term policy. We don't want him walking into a funeral home with that group term policy that says $100,000 on the top. How much do y'all think a $15,000 burial is going to cost when they see $100,000 at the top of that certificate that they now own? Okay, we have a non-disclosure partial assignment policy rider called the freedom of choice, where it's basically a blank check backed by the full force of your life insurance policy. So you walk in, just tell them, hey, I'm going to write you a check, and then you hand them that freedom of choice. All they know is what they're entitled to. 2 to 5 business days is how fast we pay out, and we pay out the remaining of any whole life to the beneficiary at the exact same time we take care of the funeral. Now, for us, we have a term. Okay, we recommend 5 years of income protected. If you have a stay-at-home mom and a young man out there working, okay, something happens to him on the job, are the children going to lose dad, or are they going to lose mom and dad due to mom having to go out there and bust her ass working 3 jobs to make sure that the roof stays over the kids' heads? We recommend 5 years of income protection that's paid out in a tax-free check, so that mom can still stay home with the children while the family is adjusting to one of the most massive losses they'll ever experience. Okay, I learned the value and the benefit of taking a small percentage of your income to protect the rest. And just look at it like this. We don't show families anything over 6% of what their net bring home income is. So the idea and the big question I ask them, so having all your needs met, are you willing to set aside $6 out of every 100 that you're bringing home every month to make sure that $94 is protected for your family? Right? And that's how we do it. We do immediate protection. They do the first month's premium within 48 hours. We collect payment immediately. Their policy is immediately active within 48 hours of writing the policy. So a couple of days later, if they drive out of the driveway, get wiped out by a train or something, they're still covered at full face value, even before the underwriters get a hold of it.
How can people want?
And we get paid very well. I'm at an 80% commission rate.
Well, that's that you can't beat that at all with insurance. How can people get a hold of you? How can they wind up following you and connecting with you?
Man, hey, so I actually have an insurance agent page. I'm Nick Agent, MCAGENT. Guys, I don't really, I don't jump on here to try to boost my business, but just to help encourage other business owners. Guys, our exclusive lead process leaves me in a position to where I honestly don't have time to help people that are not in one of the groups that I take care of or their friends and family members. So I'm just here to talk about small business and to help people gather some perspective and to maybe get some motivation from some other people that are out there hustling and grinding to develop their own worth in the marketplace and not depend on somebody else telling them how much they're worth from day to day.
I think that's fantastic. I want you to stick around too, because I want to talk about problem solving at the end of this as well too, with all of us, what we face.
Awesome.
So that's great. Joe, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It was snowing out here in Chicago, and it was stupid again, and it's already the beginning of April, so whatever. I talked to you briefly. You have I don't know how to explain what you have, but I went to it and it's different, right? So I went, okay,
Right.
I want you to come on and talk about this because I don't know if it's a business or a passion, but what did I see? I went to your social media, I clicked on a link, and I went, oh, this is damn cool. I got to have you on to talk about it.
Well, thank you. So what my passion is right now, I'm actually, I've got a couple of projects in the works, but what you saw is my what I write, and it's on my Substack. And a lot of the things that I touch on are things that I feel like affect men today. Anything, from politics to philosophy, So what you have there is like, I've kind of, I don't know how to really kind of explain what I do. What I'd like to do is actually get into men's coaching. I've done a little bit, just like off the cuff coaching, not for money or anything. But what I'd really like to do is get into a coaching role for people 35, or men especially 35 and under, and kind of, I think a lot of men today, they lack a masculine image or maybe even a father in the home. So in order for them to understand what it means to be a man, they need to have someone, a man in their life, to guide them. And I think so many men grow up anymore in a single mother home. And the way I always use this phrase is that where a mother has to explain, a man shows. And so I think that's, a lot of the problem that we face as a society today is men really don't know how to hold a masculine frame. They don't really understand what it means to be a man, what a man does, the things that a man needs to do in order to raise a family, be a good man, raise children that are productive citizens, and, make the next generation better. I think we've seen that. Studies have shown from the 60s, especially into the 70s, with a lot of boomers, the divorce rates through the roof. There's just a lot of bad things have happened since the breakdown of the family. And a lot of it goes right back to not having a man in the home. So that's kind of where I want to drive my focus, is try to find these young men that need some guidance, that need some help. If you look around, we face a lot of problems as men today. Like, just for instance, if you were to just walk into a mall or any place, any public setting, a Walmart, whatever, and you look around, and most men, you could weigh most of these guys on the hook. Most of these guys are probably 40, 50, maybe even 60% body fat. There's a lot of skinny fat guys out there, low testosterone. There's a lot of things that men need to fix in their lives in order to, I guess, how do I want to phrase this? Politically correct.
What? No, saying you don't have to be politically correct at all. They're all fucked up. There's a bunch of.
I mean, there's a lot of fucked up things going on right now, and they get you coming and going. It's on television. They promote this hookup culture to these guys and to women especially. I think men anymore, when they get out there, they get out there and they see this social media and they see, to break it down, I guess what I hear a lot is from men is I hear, where are all the good women? And then I hear from women, where are all the good men?
Yep.
And it's like, well, you have to be a good man in order to attract a good woman, and vice versa. So if you're this guy that you're out every night and you're drinking in the club and you're chasing around these women with that are out doing the same thing you're doing, that's not where you need quality women, because you're not living a quality life. So it's kind of a double-edged sword that way. But like I said, the biggest thing really right now that I see is that it's just.
What sparked this? I gotta ask, what sparked this? Was this? Do you have sons, or did you just?
I have 3 sons. I have a daughter, and I have 2 grandchildren. Yeah, I've just had my granddaughter is. Well, I'm getting ready to have a grandson, but my granddaughter just turned a year old. Yep.
Wow.
Well, really, what sparked it for me? So, you guys got a minute? I'll tell a story. I was diagnosed with kidney cancer at 37, and of course, I worked for the railroad at the time. I was really heavy. I was like 300 and some pounds. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. I was miserable. I hated my life. And basically, I just was like, when I heard that I had cancer, it was one of those things where what I heard was, you're going to fucking die. I mean, that's what I heard. I got lucky. I dodged a bullet. I had some kidney cancer that was actually very non-aggressive. It was limited to my left kidney, the back pad, and what were they considered the kidney stem. So they took it all out. It ended up being like a 4-pound tumor. They took it out the size of a football, basically, what they took out inside of me. And, there's nothing like having a new lease on life, like getting a new lease on life, I guess, if that makes sense. So what I did was I just really kind of started doing a lot of reading. I studied Buddhism for about 3 years, got into philosophy a lot, took an online class, a free online class, like a year and a half worth of philosophy. And, I started working out, started eating better. I just really wanted to change the direction of my life. I knew where I was headed was going nowhere. I knew that it was going to be 40 and, 300 pounds, high blood pressure, and dead at 55 is where I was going. And so I knew I needed to change that for myself, for my kids, for my grandchildren, my soon-to-be grandchildren, obviously it's time I didn't know, but into the future. And so I really just kind of repackaged myself and rebranded myself. And, I started to write about the experiences that I had gone through, kind of started journaling my weight loss and my weightlifting. And I mean, I'm up to like almost 8,000 followers on my page, and I've done on my Instagram page, and I've done like no promotion. I mean, it's just like people follow me, they dig the message. And I've done some one-on-one, like say for free with some other younger guys and kind of coach them out of some bad situations. And, I'm 47, I'll be 48 here. And I've been kicked around a little bit. I had kids young. I've seen the good and bad side of life at my age. So I feel like I do have some wisdom to impart on some people, especially younger people, like kind of like what they say about Jordan Peterson, like, just good fatherly advice type of thing. And I really think the most males in this world, they're missing. They're just missing somebody to sit them down and go, look, son, you're fucking up. This is what you need to do. And I know because I've done it. I'm telling you how not to do it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But what you're reading there is just things that I've read, and I felt like something that required more than 120 characters on Instagram. You know what I mean? There's not a lot you can write, and what they give you that little block on Instagram. So I started a Substack because there are times where I do like to write, and I kind of get enthralled in the subject. I feel like there's something that needs to be said and something that people need to hear, and that's where I send it.
What is the name of your Instagram? What does it translate to?
It's Sigur, SIGUR _Eda, EDA _ Valhalla, which is Norse for victory or Valhalla.
And that the whole phrase, what does it translate to?
Victory or Valhalla.
Love it. Is that Latin or is it or Norse?
No, Norse.
The whole thing's Norse. Yeah. And I'll listen to anybody who can put up more steel than I can. So definitely, yeah.
I appreciate it.
I got you by. I mean, I just turned 49, and the joints hurt, and everything hurts.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep. And that's why I need a knee replacement. I'm trying to hold out till 50. I've got some shoulder issues. I played some semi-pro ball, so I did a pretty good job beating myself up when I was young, and I definitely paid for it every day.
No, I committed. I said I'm going to do my first powerlifting meet by 50. Yeah. So I turned 50 next year. So somewhere along the line between March of 2025 and December of that year, I got to do a powerlifting meet. I committed to it. So even if my total is like 900, I'm good with that. So
that's fine, man. Like I said, when I watch you bench press and you get in there, and of course, everybody's a critic, you know. But
I had no damn spotter. I had no spotter. Halfway as the weight's coming down, I'm like, all right, can I do 315? And I'm like, well, yeah, I know because it's a mental game. I could bench 300, 5 reps clean, easy. But for some strange reason, you add 7.5 pounds. Yeah, 7.5 pounds each side. Mentally, it screwed me up. You get three plates on. The gym had one other person in there. I didn't want to bother him. I'm like, let me see. As the weight's coming down, I'm like, I don't have a spotter. And I got like an inch from my chest, and I went, it's one. Oh, let me do another one. 2. By the time I got to that 4th rep, which wasn't even a rep, it was halfway down, I was telling myself, well, I still got, it's time under tension. My chest was being worked the entire set, so I just benched 315 4 times. Everyone will go fuck their mother. I'm so stupid. Critics so dumb on that.
Well, that's the thing. I live with a lot of power lifters. I am not a power. Say I do strongman, and I probably should do another comp here coming up. But I was second in the state here in South Carolina in 2022, or over 40. So I mean, that's where I kind of got into weightlifting. A buddy of mine here is actually a professional strongman, and I did Highland Games for a long time. And so during COVID, all the Highland Games dried up. He was like, well, strongman's still going. Have you ever tried strongman? And that's kind of how I got into that. But I just love lifting weights. And at this point, like my orthopedic doctor or orthopedic guy told me, he's like, at your age, man, anything that you're not using, you're losing. And so I really took that to heart. So I lift 4 days a week. We hike on Sunday maybe 5-6 miles every Sunday. Which that's one thing I love about being where I'm at here in South Carolina is like, I'm, maybe at the most, if I really wanted to go way into North Carolina or even into Tennessee, like maybe a 2.5 hour drive. But at most times I'm 30 or 40 minutes from, all kinds of trails. The Blue Ridge Mountains right here in South Carolina. There's all kinds of places to hike. I love it here. I love the weather. Last Sunday we went hiking and I just got in the water and boy, it was cold enough to put my balls up in my toe.
Yeah, snowed today, and so I'm so tired of this crap out here. I appreciate that.
I lived in Indiana for a while, so I'm used to that. I got away. So I do that.
Good to know. I want to open this back up, and I appreciate all you guys again too for talking about this. And it always blows me away how many people don't want to talk about their businesses, and I have to wonder. What I was thinking about was it seems like all of us are around the same age. I'm not going to out anybody for their age other than the fact that obviously Joe and I just outed ourselves. COVID, what I think COVID did was open the entrepreneurial space really big, but then I think it ruined it because it taught everybody all you have to do is put up a post online and that's what business is supposed to be. I think that person-to-person or person-to-people business is a lost skill set. And I think that the people who like us, who came from that, who are wiser and older, are going to have a far more successful time in this saturated industry. Everybody, all you guys are in saturated industries, right? I'm in network marketing. Right, I literally am in MLM, and it's the pyramid scam. And for those who don't know, if you do have a spouse out there who's got some product that is just stacking up on the fridge, and you're like, honey, what are you doing with this shit? You haven't made the $1 million in your first couple of weeks. It's because she doesn't know sales. It's because the industry is saturated by women who prey on other women who say that all you have to do is come to my house, drink wine, we're going to do this dance together, put a reel up, and we're going to make 6 figures in one day. It doesn't happen that way. It's sales, it's marketing, it's branding, it's all of that. I'll promote my business. Anybody can contact me, 708-982-0974. I will gladly evaluate what you're doing, give you my 2 cents, and if you like what I have to say, we could talk further. But I'm successful because in this space, I understand, I come from retail. I came from retail, then the bar industry, then law enforcement. And all three of those, you don't get, it's either the customer's always right, and you had to learn how to navigate that, or it was, hey, if I don't treat somebody well, I'm not going to get tipped. And if I don't get tipped because I'm a bartender, I'm not making money. Or then it was, hey, I don't want to fight today. I got to put this guy in handcuffs. How am I going to use my silver tongue to do that? Do you guys think or see problems? And you guys can all unmute yourself, jump in wherever you want. Is the pendulum going back the other way to where, sure, we have AI, kiosks are taking over for clerks who want $20 an hour minimum wage, all this. Is it going to go back to a person-to-person, more conversational, more service-based structure in any business, including the ones you guys are at now? You guys are all online.
Man.
What are your thoughts? Anybody has anything to say, please jump in.
Hey, dude, you just hit the nail right on the head. And that is something that I deal with on a daily basis. Okay? Now, most of that comes from the customer's rejection to person sales experience. Okay? And it's our job as entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs to show them something different than they expect. Okay? Any silver-tongued devil can get somebody enrolled and can get somebody to buy into a product, but keeping them bought into it, or, how about the idea that because this day and age, most of this we're presenting to our clientele or our potential clients just like this in a virtual Zoom meeting, because this eliminates that person to person having to drive all the way across the state or the county or whatever your service area is, and it gets them immediate service. But the problem is the customer and the client today, they want to go to a website and shop. And one of the biggest hurdles that I have to train people to overcome is all of our union members get this little yellow card and a full page letter that details every step of the way that we're going to do. Okay. The letter says, hey, you fill out this card, you're entitled to a no-cost benefit. Okay. Most of the time it's between $2,500 and $4,000 that pays out if they lose their life by accident that they don't have to pay. Okay. We get that issue. We carry the Child Safe program. It works with the Amber Alert system, and it works with any missing persons report. And we have probably one of the best national discount programs on the market. Okay. And it's not even a market. We give it to everybody we meet with because we're a massive company. Okay. We're an international company, and these providers message us and offer our members outstanding discounts in order to be a part of the program. So we take care of them with these. Then we do a needs analysis, and then we show them the other product. Okay. What they actually get to participate in if they choose to. The problem is 9 times out of 10, they don't read the letter. They give us all their personal information, how many kids they have, where they live, what their name, their date of birth is, and everything, who their wife is. And then they send this in, and then they get surprised when we call. Okay. That's our job to overcome. Okay. Now, when you're out there saying, is the person-to-person marketplace going to be permanently affected? Is that person-to-person thing going to come back? For me, we don't really have issues getting in front of people because something you hit on, there's a correlation between what we did in law enforcement, what we've done in sales, what we've done in any other customer service industry, and that is success comes when you work the numbers. Okay. My goal was 10 contacts an hour when I was out there. I knew if I was making 10 contacts per hour out there on my beat, which my beat was 1,608 square miles, and I may have had one other deputy covering that. Okay. So if I made 10 contacts an hour, I was getting a PC affidavit knocked out at the end of that day. And that was my goal, is to every day do something to improve the environment. Okay, and I did that until I didn't believe in it anymore. Okay, but I work the numbers and everything that I do. And what I've realized, you've got to pay attention. You've got to figure out how much contact you have to have before you get making money, before you get to cash flowing. And then at that point in time, then you can quantify, okay, so I make this many phone calls before I get a meeting, and I need this many meetings to guarantee that I have an enrollment that gets me paid. So how many phone calls do we have to, how many enrollments do we have to have in a week based on the average take-home pay from an enrollment? Okay, now we've come up with, say, 5. Okay, so if I'm booking 10 meetings and 1 or 2 out of 10 are showing up, and then 1 out of 10 are enrolling, now I know what my numbers are, because it means I've got to make like 150 to 200 phone calls a day in order to fill that schedule, so that I have myself booked to where when those 30% show up, and then that 30% roll every day and get paid every day. Okay. So we work those numbers, and because it starts on the phone most of the time, it's not until you get somebody on the phone, then you get to work. Then we have to book a meeting.
That's where I'm going to go with that one. Is it, Lindy, talk about, I want to hear about yours as well too. You're in an industry where, you know, it's everybody and their mother is health and wellness. And how many 20-year-old kids are online now talking about, oh, shut up, you could burn body fat eating pizza and fucking ice cream, and you don't have to worry about this. Is wisdom in our age going to wind up ushering in a new era of business because we have what these kids today don't have, which is people skills?
You got me back. You called me Lindy.
Oh my God. Fuck. That was completely yeah, no, I purposely did that. You're right. I meant to do that. I'm sorry. Oh shit.
Yeah. I think, everything's saturated, all that good stuff. But I think, COVID and I got started in network marketing before COVID, obviously. But I think the focus has to be providing value. I really just focus on education, And, a lot of people don't understand there are holistic remedies for just about anything. And so I focus on my pages, and you can follow me on TikTok. It's Health by Landy. My Facebook is called Landy Maybe, Maybe. And then my Instagram is Health by Landy. I'm not on Instagram as much as you guys are, but I think focusing on value. But I can tell you that I have built some big teams in network marketing, and it's been very, very good to me. And I have made some of the best friends that they're like family to me. Like, I can't even tell you where friendship and business starts, because
that's a good question.
The industry is so incredible for that. And we travel together, so I really love it. But you do have to get them offline. I mean, you meet them online, but you got to connect offline. And we do retreats, we meet up, we have Zooms like this where we can have that personal face-to-face. But yeah, I do think it's so important to have that face-to-face contact with your customers and your reps.
I think most people look at them as it is a numbers game. Clearly, that's what we want for sales. But I think that people have a hard time with bridging without blurring the gap of business and professional. That Joe, you're going to be doing the same thing when it comes down to if you're going to be coaching men and whatnot. I mean, shit. It's almost like everybody and their mother wants to be the next Andrew Tate, but dude, you're 25. What do you know about life experience? It's like
that's what I run into a lot of. Is I run into a lot of guys. It's like, you don't know jack shit about jack shit. You know what I mean? I've got underwear over. First of all, but I think she hits it right on the head as far as like interfacing with people. I think the internet does a great job of connecting with people of a like mindset, but it's up to you to make that connection real. You have to do the retreats. You have to meet one-on-one. You have to do the face-to-face. You have. I think it's important that you put a face with your business, where it's not just some, buying a T-shirt, click and put it in your basket type of situation. But people want that one-on-one. I mean, think about. I look at it like this: how many times do you call a place and you get a fucking automated phone call and you just slam the phone down immediately? That's one thing I miss.
Yep.
That's one thing I miss real bad about the 80s, is being able to slam the damn phone down. But that's we all hate that. It's like press one. It's like, can't I just put someone on the phone? Because my problem might be a little more complicated than press one. You know what I mean? Like, and so we all hate that shit. And I think that, especially I think our age sure hates that. The younger people maybe not so much, because that's really all they've known. But once you kind of get them in that spot where you talk to them, it's a one-on-one situation, and you make that personal connection with them, that changes everything. At least it has for me, because I've made really, really great friends that I've met through Instagram, and we talk every day. We've got each other's numbers. We've met. I've met a really a good, solid group of dudes that we all kind of have the same mindset. We all kind of have the same trajectory in life. We have the same circle of beliefs and that kind of thing. So, I think that's the most important thing really, is making that connection, that human connection, because I think as much as we all walk around with our phone glued to our face, we want that.
I think that's what we have, is we do have empathy and wisdom to form better connections, because if social media taught us everything, it said people still want that the dopamine hit of likes and whatnot, and we're able to take that to a new level, an old level. It's an old level, but it's repeated to where people are not used to. Like, man, I can give you a certain type of attention that these millennials and Gen Zs can't. I want to go around the table one more time. Have you guys plug where everyone can wind up following you, connect with you. Joe, where can they? How can people connect with you?
The best place to find me is on Instagram. Like I said, at my page, it's Sigur, SIGUR _Eda, EDA, Valhalla, VALHALLA. And then if you want, and you go in there, and in a bio, the link to my Substack is in there if you're interested or bored, want to do some light reading or whatever. That's where you can check my reading out, or my writing out. I don't get to write like I used to. I mean, I got a 12-hour job. By the time I hit the gym, I write occasionally. Most of the time on my posts, if I'll write on there a little bit. But like I say, if I have something I really want to get in depth with, it'll end up on my Substack.
Outstanding. Landy, where can people wind up connecting with you again, please?
You can follow me on TikTok. It's Health by Landy. Instagram, Health by Landy. Facebook, Landy Maybe, Maybe. And my websites are landymartin.com and gethealthyandyoung.com. And I just want to, Joe, give you a shout out. I really loved what you said. I am so over this agenda of toxic masculinity and all of this crap. Women want a man. We want somebody to lead. You know, we don't want, I don't want to use that word. You say it for me. Dominic, you say it. We don't want to.
Oh, you want a cunt. That's it. Yeah.
I was going to say, okay, a wussy. I want wussy. But thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's what men are sold nowadays. You know, we're sold that the dad bod's okay. And my favorite argument to the dad bod is, if that was okay, they'd put Chris Farley on the cover of romance novels and not fucking Bobby.
Yep.
You know
Trust
what I mean?
me.
So don't sell me that bag of shit. It's a crock of shit. When a woman sees a guy, he's got broad shoulders and a narrow waist, they think that guy is automatically more masculine than this dude with his tits that are bigger than mine and his stomach hanging over his belt buckle. Sorry.
That's 100% correct. 100% correct. Rich, where can people wind up connecting with you at?
Man, you can follow me on McAgent on TikTok. It's McAgent. Joe, do you have a TikTok?
I do not. I don't. I'm not a TikTok guy. I feel
Okay.
like one social media is plenty for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll follow you on Insta. Hey, Landy, my wife has already got your link in hand. She's already shopping your website. Have a look around. She's really excited. But guys, if you're interested in looking at life insurance, every single state has a state general agent. Okay. We're in every state in the United States. If you're in New York, you're going to find National Income Life. Due to licensing laws in the state of New York, you have to find a NIL agency, not an AIL agency. You can find your local field underwriting office, and they will get you straight in with an agent soon. They will give those referrals to the newer agents, and they will have an experienced coach help them learn how to teach you about life insurance. Okay, so you're guaranteed to get good sound advice. Okay, as for me, guys, if you want to ask questions about life insurance or ask questions about the purpose or the usefulness of life insurance to create an immediate estate, hit me up on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. I'm Richard McGeehee. My office is out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And guys, I look real goofy. I'm wearing a suit and I'm standing on a balcony like I own it, but it's a rented building. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Appreciate that. That's fantastic.
I have to keep my personal social media away from my business social media, and I'm pretty sure you understand why, Dom.
Not anymore. I don't. Now I get to do whatever the hell I want. It's the greatest feeling in the world. That's why I'm with Spreey Media. Guys, I appreciate your time for this.
Hey, this was fun.
This is the second Thursday we've done this. We're going to continue this on. If you want, if you're like, shit, I can't believe I'm not talking about my business. How do I do this? Same thing. You see my number there. You hear it, 708-982-0974. Ask me for the link, or you can email at us at rantsofizzo@gmail.com. Chelsea gave me the show link of email. I don't even know how to access it. I've got 20 different emails. Just use that one, rantsofizzo.com. I will send you a link for Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Come on, talk about your business. It's as simple as that. Guys, don't forget, do something for somebody. If you truly are supporting America and all that crap, would you just fucking do it? It costs you nothing to go and share somebody's content on your social media. I know so many of us are bad at, no, I'm not bad at that. I'm actually phenomenal at that. Excuse me. If you see something of value, go up there and just do something for somebody, right? Help somebody. And in the words of Leo Biscaglia, if you can't help them, don't hurt them. Don't be a cunt. It's as simple as that. Guys, have a great damn day. We'll see you tomorrow. Flex Your Feminine joins me tomorrow at the Rants of Izzo show, noon Central, 1 Eastern. And then we got the weekend. We'll see you Monday. Other than that, guys, have a great damn night. See you tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, whatever it is.
All right, guys. Thank you.